As we've seen firsthand on this channel before, our oceans hold some of the most intriguing and alien-like life forms we have on our planet. From the insanely massive all the way down to the unimaginably small, the range of creatures found in our seas is as diverse as it gets. Let's take a dive into some of the more obscure, majestic, and downright awesome animals that the seas have to offer, on 11 ocean creatures you have to see to believe. Number 11. Our first clip gives us a glimpse at an incredibly massive grouper that found their way into a shipwreck. For scale on how big this guy really is, there's a toilet on the left side of the shot that gives you a better idea on the size of this absolute unit. Goliath groupers like this one can reach up to 8 feet, or 2.4 meters in length. Also, they can eat their way to a whopping 800 pounds, or 363 kilograms. Traversing an old shipwreck and coming across one of these accidentally would be intimidating to say the least, but I'm sure this was a memorable moment for the diver. The adaptability of ocean life is one of their many awesome attributes, and seeing them turn an old shipwreck into a functional part of their ecosystem is really cool. It makes you wonder if other beasts of the deep take residence in similar shipwrecks. You never know what lies below. Number 10. Next on the list is the miniature version of Cthulhu. The Cuttlefish is an amazing creature with many unique assets that set it apart from the crowd. With the ability to camouflage themselves to match nearly any environment, they're masters of disguise, and also have the ability to become incredibly vibrant and colorful. With one of the largest brain-to-body ratios of any creature in the world, these little guys are wicked smart. The coolest part about this clip in particular is the incredibly fast snap of their tentacles when reaching for prey. You don't want to get in the way of this little Zoidberg when he's hungry, and he might just snap. Number 9. Staying close to the family tree of the cuttlefish we just saw, this Dumbo octopus is just waking up from his morning nap, and now it's time for a good stretch. Named because of their lateral fins that look like giant ears, these octopi have a few tricks up their sleeves, as we're about to see. After splaying out all 8 of their tentacles, they begin creating a giant parachute-like canopy. The elasticity is incredible, and the creature looks far more imposing when taking on its weather balloon-like state, as seen here. While it's inherently mesmerizing to watch, I'm pretty sure I would take it as a sign to swim the other way if they put on their wedding dress in front of me like this. Number 8. Our next clip shines some new light on an old friend for many of us. I remember my time on the beach as a young kid picking up starfish and seashells that I found on the shore. However, I may have hesitated had I known that starfish actually have a creepier side to them. As you can see in this video, starfish actually move with hundreds of tiny little tubular legs. Even though I still find these guys cute, I don't know if I'd want to feel the pitter-patter of all those feet on my hands. It sort of reminds me of 5 centipedes all combined into one creature, which, when I put it that way, it makes me not so sure about my approval of these little guys. Number 7. Whale sharks are some of the largest creatures in our oceans, and this next clip shows that they have the brains to match their enormous bodies. This footage, shot in Cendrawasih Bay in Indonesia, shows one of the many whale sharks that have learned to suck fish out of the fishing nets that frequent the area. Talk about an easy meal. Instead of hunting for their own prey, the local whale sharks become increasingly aware of the fishing practices that locals would use, and decided to use it to their advantage. Even more incredible is that this appears to have been communicated between several different whale sharks, as many different ones have been spotted practicing the dine and dash. These guys must have been thrilled to live in an ecosystem that includes an all-you-can-eat buffet without even having to pay. Number 6. This clip gives us a look at an incredibly large mala mala, or ocean sunfish. When it comes to weird ocean life, it doesn't get much stranger than these giant dinner plates. Ocean sunfish typically weigh anywhere from 545 to upwards of 2,200 pounds. That's between 250 and 1,000 kilograms. Although they are considered a vulnerable species, female ocean sunfish produce more eggs than any other known vertebrate in the world, laying up to 300 million eggs at one time. It is inherently strange seeing human divers being dwarfed by such a goofy-looking fish, but when they grow up to 14 feet across from fin to fin, it's understandable to say the least. Just remember, never flush live goldfish down the toilet, because this is what they become. Number 5. This amazing footage was captured 2,500 meters beneath the surface and features what is casually known as a squid worm. Named because of the tentacle-looking appendages coming out of its head. These little guys reach maximum lengths of about 10 centimeters, or close to 4 inches. While they may not be the largest creature on our list, they're definitely one of the most bizarre. These free-swimming worms feed on marine snow, which is the constant shower of organic material sinking down from farther up in the ocean. Not much is known about these creatures, but they are believed to be a relatively common member of the deep ocean ecosystem. It's mesmerizing to watch their little limbs move back and forth as they control their direction while floating and feeding in suspension. One thing is for sure though, the squid worm is straight out of an H.P. Lovecraft novel. Number 4. Next up on our list is the sarcastic fringehead. While they look like a normal fish when just chilling in their shells that they call home, they are extremely territorial and put on these incredible displays of intimidation when another fringehead has wandered too close, as seen in this clip. These unique fish joust with each other, using their descended mouths and pushing against the other to assert dominance. Although they can only reach lengths of about a foot long, I know I would back down if one of them came at me like this. Their swimming consists of short, dartish-like movements, and almost everything about these fish feeds into the perception that they're rather aggressive and not to be trifled with. Just when you think the ocean can't get any weirder, something like this emerges from its shell, ready to prove you wrong. Number 3. Beneath the waves of the Yellow Sea is one of the most spectacular and awe-inspiring jellyfish in existence. The Nomuras jellyfish, known for their incredible size. These jellyfish reach lengths of up to 6.6 feet or 2 meters in diameter, as well as 440 pounds or 200 kilograms in weight. They have an impressive amount of tentacles that culminate into something that looks like a forest trailing off of them, or a giant amount of spaghetti depending on how you look at it. Regardless, it's impressive and quite beautiful to watch these guys gently swim through the water. I wouldn't be getting too close though. Envenomations do happen, and are actually becoming more common than ever with this particular species. Symptoms of a sting from Nomuras jellyfish include itching, swelling, acute pain, and inflammation. In some severe cases, the envenomations can be deadly. I think I'll stick to admiring these majestic giants from afar. Number 2. At number 2 on our list, we've got the predatory nudibranch, known as Myuuji viridis. And if none of those words made any sense to you, don't worry, I feel the same. That being said, these carnivorous sea slugs are some of the most interesting creatures I've found while looking around for amazing ocean creatures. At first glance, you may have no idea what you're looking at, as they float around looking rather goofy and semi-transparent. These sea slugs have very unique gelatinous heads that they use to expand into a long, flat sensor and press against the sea floor in search of food. These guys typically grow to a maximum length of around 5 inches or 130 millimeters. Their vacuum-like head is one of the strangest ways I've seen a creature feed, and is sort of similar to an underwater Venus flytrap. These serve as a reminder that we really don't need to explore outer space in search of aliens. We have plenty right here in our oceans. Honorable Mention. This week's honorable mention is this inquisitive Arctic seal that came out to check out a scuba diver's equipment as it was being lowered beneath the ice. At first glance, the perspective of the video caught me off guard, and I thought I was watching an absolutely massive monstrous creature peering from the darkness at a human being that was descending into the water. Thankfully though, it's just a normal sized seal and not a sea monster. Despite that, it's some incredible footage, and it's not every day that you get this good of a look at a curious sea puppy. Number 1. Number 1 on our list is without a doubt the most mesmerizing footage of an underwater creature I've personally ever seen. This incredible footage comes from under the ice of the White Sea and was recorded in March of 2018. It focuses on an incredibly vibrant and gorgeous creature known as a sea angel. These little guys are extremely small sea slugs that are gelatinous and mostly transparent. It's easy to see how they got their name, due to their little wings resembling that of an angel. The colors emitted by the gelatinous little creatures are made even more extravagant when placed against the pitch-black background of the iced-over White Sea, making this one of the most amazing pieces of footage I've seen. The sheer amount of diversity of life in our oceans is incredible. As we mentioned earlier, you really don't need to go off the planet to find alien life, as our oceans have plenty of it to spare. Which of these creatures was your favorite? Did I miss any that came to your mind when thinking of incredible aquatic creatures? Let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you for the next installment of Ocean Creatures You Have to See to Believe.